Yes, I'm very excited. I heard that there is Mage stuff in here. I haven't actually watched it yet, but I would like to watch this with you guys right now. So let's just get right on into it. So there was a PC spotlight released for Dragon Age The Veilguard where it shows the NVIDIA GeForce PC performance stuff. I'll show you it. It's 46 seconds long. I'll bring the volume down just for copyright purposes. But what I'm actually going to do is put that in high definition. Thank you very much. Here we go. So, Dragon Age The Veilguard launching with ray tracing. Do you guys know what ray tracing is? I can go over it for anyone who's not tech savvy. Ray tracing, essentially, in games is how light acts. So, instead of it just being like this weird kind of pixelated light source, it will react with the environment. It will bounce off objects and cast light out. It will reflect off objects and make them glow, or it will act like, you know how neon signs light up everything around it. That's essentially ray tracing. Ray tracing is how light acts in the game. It's how it interacts with its environment and how it exists within the environment of the game. Essentially, it traces the rays of the light. Exactly. Not to be too pretentious or patronizing with it, but ray tracing traces the rays of the light and how it reacts to the environment. That's what ray tracing is. So let's see ray tracing. Let's go. This is stunning, by the way. I will go over all of these little bits and pieces and stuff with you guys if you want. Oh, frames per second, sex. Will my PC be able to run it? The thing is that the devs have said that they wanted Veilguard to be an accessible game. So even if you guys have older PCs and stuff, they said that you won't need to buy updated equipment to play the game. You should be able to play the game on any PC that you have. It just so happens that if you have a better PC that can run 139 frames per fucking second, then good for you. But you don't need it to play the game. So everybody who is worried about the game not running on their PC, hopefully this isn't going to be another Baldur's Gate 3 scenario, because everything with Baldur's Gate 3 was just like all about, will it run on my fucking PC? Apparently you're not going to have an issue with this. If I could afford, joke's on me, I still bought a new PC to meet the higher specs. If I could afford a new PC, then I would be buying a new PC because I want to meet the higher specs. I want to experience this. But unfortunately, as a streamer, I have to sacrifice a little bit of picture quality for the ability to stream. When I'm not streaming on Twitch, I can run this as high as I want my PC. I reckon my PC can sort of handle it, even though my PC is an older model. But whilst I'm streaming, we might have to sacrifice some of these sexy FPSs just so that my OBS doesn't crash and have a hissy fit. But so far, beautiful, stunning. Look at this. A little bit of Mage, a little bit of Mage, a little bit of Mage. Here we go, a little bit of Mage gameplay. This is all Mage gameplay right here. This is Mage. Sexy Mage. Look at this. Maging. We're maging well. Big Mage. A little bit of Mage. Sex. Oh, I am a one machine streaming setup. The dream is to go to a 2-machine streaming setup. That is the dream. However, it is unattainable for me because I am poor and can't afford food. So just so long as I'm paying rent, I am happy right now. But the dream for when we make it big time, if we ever make it big time, is to get a 2 PC setup stream going. So I never have to worry about FPSs and frame rate and dropped frames ever again. So let's have a look at this. So, straight off the bat, fucking stunning. So all of this is ray tracing here, like how the light interacts, how the light is reflecting off of this surface here and not this surface here. It's all ray tracing. How the light catches on the statues, how it's focused here and stuff like that. That's all ray tracing. And it honestly looks breathtaking. Sexy Pride Daddy has made an appearance. And I appreciate his presence here, I'm not going to lie. All of this is also ray tracing. See how the light interacts with his body, and it almost looks kind of like LED lights going through him or something like that. That's all ray tracing. This is fucking incredible. Like, look how pretty though. Look how the trees are moving and the things. Look at all the depth of field and stuff. Oh, fucking hell. This is one of my favourite scenes right here. This whole scene where Solace is doing his ritual. Just how it looks and how it's built and how it's layered with all the statues and stuff. And he's had to kind of like, I like the idea. You know, like how there's a couple of statues that are reinforced with like scaffolding, like wooden scaffolding. I like the idea that Solace had to like fix some of these statues himself. Just kind of like maging some scaffolding on it so it doesn't fall over. Love it. This is absolutely stunning. I love the water effects here on the ground, how it actually looks like puddles, and how, so like the other thing about ray tracing is how the light reflects in reflective surfaces, so you can see the reflection of the light coming off of items around it. Also stunning. Mirathis just looks like an absolute shit show, and I'm ready for it. I am absolutely so ready for this. It looks beautiful. A shit show as in it looks scary. It looks like, what's the word I'm looking for? Intimidating, domineering. It looks really, it's perfect. It's absolutely exactly how I thought Minrathous would feel. It's not how I envisioned Minrathous to look like the architecture wise, but it kind of makes sense and I'm okay with it. Like, I don't mind being wrong about how things look in my head. Oppressive is definitely a very good, very hostile. Yeah, no, this is stunning. Look at the ripples of the rain on the ground. It's beautiful. Deep roads, I imagine. It might not even be the deep roads. It might just be like a chasm or something. But again, with how the light is reflecting off all of the wet stone and stuff like that, it's all ray tracing. I would love to see Minrathous in the daylight. I would be surprised if it doesn't get any daylight. The poor and the slaves in the bottom of the city looking at it reminds me of Midgar a lot. I definitely think there's Final Fantasy VII fans on the dev team because there's an awful lot of Final Fantasy VII being reflected in Veilguard right now, which I'm okay with. This looks like a Temple of Methal, just because that's Methal's tree. Like, we see them throughout the whole of Inquisition. And we know that when we go to the Temple of Methal in Inquisition, we see statues of Fen'Harel in there because they were besties! Solace was either like her best mate, her bodyguard, her general, her little brother, not by blood, but just like, you know, adopted little brother or whatever. I don't know. Her spirit guide, who the fuck knows? But they were always seen together. There's codexes talking about how Methal and Fen'Harel were always seen together. They always did things together. They were tight. So we know that it's feasible for there to be dog statues, Fen'Harel statues in a Temple of Methal. I'm pretty sure this is Methal's tree. And the interesting part about this, though, is that the floor is usually where Methal's mural would be. But look, it's been destroyed. It's been cut up. It's been removed, which is cool. Because the Evanurus killer, remember Solace tells us at the end of Trespasser that they murdered her. They obviously didn't like her and wanted her gone. So what if this is like ancient proof that they were trying to erase her from the Pantheon? So they went to her temples and tore up her face. But doesn't this look like a desk? Is that like a chair or something there, like a desk or something, with a little loot box, and the big tree behind it? the Veer Venadal? I think it's the Veer Venadal. The Tree of the People. Adal is tree and Ven is people. So the Veer Venadal. Or the Venadal. I can't remember. Methal Venadal. I can't remember. The big tree of the people and stuff, yeah. This is very reminiscent of a temple of Methal. And they've already desecrated it by tearing up her face. You see this exact mural at the Temple of Sacred Ashes. See when you're fighting Corypheus right at the end of Dragon Age Inquisition, and you're up on that floating, like he lifts up the Temple of Sacred Ashes at the very, very end fight, right before you lock him in the Fade. If you look on the ground of where you fight him, you see the mural of Methal on the ground, because the Temple of Sacred Ashes used to be a temple of Methal. And it looks exactly like this. So I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if this was a desecrated temple of Methal and they've dug up her face. Unless it's a temple of Fen'Harel with Methal's tree in it, and they've dug up his face and stuff and things. Who knows? Just out of like blatant disrespect. But I would love to find out. I would love to see. The Ven Adal is the tree of the people. Veer Tan Adal, I believe, is the way of the three trees. I didn't say Veer Tan Adal. I said Veer Venadal, which is the way of the tree of the people. I didn't need the Veer. It's just the Ven Adal. Adal means tree. Ven means people, and it's the tree of the people. So it's the Ven Adal. I didn't need the Veer. But I didn't say Veer Tanadal. That is the way of the three trees, which is a way that hunters are taught to hunt. That I know, don't worry. This is the alluvion that we go through to get to the Aran Forest. This, I believe this might be the lighthouse. Because how else are we getting to or at least this will lead us to, because all of the alluvions are in the crossroads. So this must be the crossroads, because on the other side of this, I'm pretty sure, is the alluvion that is... this might be the alluvion that's under Minrathous, because in the trailer, they cut out a scene for spoilers. So Nev says that they know where to look for Solace, and it's like underneath this statue in the center of Minrathous. I'm pretty sure that this is the alluvion that they find underneath Minrathous that will lead either to... Well, all alluvions lead to the crossroads, I suppose. So, oh no, it won't. It will lead to Aran Forest. This one leads to Aran Forest, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's all coming together. It's all coming up Millhouse. I believe... Well, all of the alluvions probably look the same. All of the major ones probably look the same. So it might not even be the same alluvion.
Say hello, Bianca.
Thank you very much for that follow.
Wahoo. 11 months. That's almost a year, Eddie.
That's almost a year. Here's to almost a year and many more almost a years together in the future. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome to the stream. You can see the crossroads in some of the alluvions. You can. The alluvions will always show where you're going to, if that makes sense. So it doesn't reflect what's in front of it. It reflects what's on the other side of it. So you always know where you're going because it will reflect where it's going, unless they've changed that. But I'm pretty sure this is the alluvion underneath Minrathous. Stunning. It's great because there's not that much of a noticeable difference. So even if you play on the lower FPSs, you'll still get a great gaming experience. Look at all of this mage. Look at all of this mage combat that we could have. Stunning. I'd like a deeper dive into mage because honestly, so far, Sword and Shield Warrior is looking really, really tempting. It's looking really tasty. And that's coming from your signature mage player. Even though I do play a Sword and Shield Warrior in Origins and I love it. I want to see higher level Mage gameplay. I cannot wait. I want to see comboed Mage gameplay. Oh, that'll be fun. I want to know what this image is in the background. I want to know what this is in the background. I'm trying to make sense of its shape, but it's hard to make sense of its shape. I'd love a high definition image of this thing in the background. I have questions. I suspect you have questions. Surprise Titan skull? It could be. I can kind of see a skull, but it reminds me of, do you remember the Guardian in The Descent? Do you remember what the Guardian looks like in The Descent? Everyone says that it looks like a skull. Why? Because that looks like an eye? Like, I don't see... It's split down the center. That could be an eye, I guess. Oh, no, wait. It's one of those things where, like, is it a skull or is it rocks? Or is it both? But it kind of looks like the Guardian head from the final boss in The Descent. It kind of looks like that a little bit. But is it? I'd love a high definition picture of this so that I could like debunk it, deep dive into it. But yeah, so the things that you need to know, the takeaway from this Spotlight Hour is that you don't need to worry too much about your PC specs. The dev said that they want it to be inclusive for anyone, so you can still play it even if your specs aren't like state of the art or whatever. You should be able to handle it on any PC that you have. Obviously, maybe not to the max FPS and stuff, but that's okay. If you're content with that, then it will be fine. I won't be playing it on max FPS just because I'm a streamer, so you won't be the only one. But hopefully any PC should be able to have it. The PC specs that you need are listed on Steam and are listed other places on the internet. So I love just deep diving into basically any crumb of this game that we get. I'm just going to sample and taste and just soak up the goodness. This is where I want to be, stuck in ancient elven places with ancient elven lore, with ancient elven good soup. Yes, exactly. Just give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. This is my hyperfixation. This is my speciality in Dragon Age knowledge and lore, is the ancient elves, elven this and elven that. If there was a role in Thedas for like ancient elven historian specialist, that would be me. I'd be like Liara with the Protheans. I'm Liara with the Protheans, but with the ancient elves. So, thank you very much for watching on YouTube. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Check out our socials and stuff in the description box, and let me know what you think. Will you be playing on PC? Will you be playing on PS5? Will you be playing on Xbox? And are you worried about your PC specs and stuff and performance and things? Are you just looking forward to everything in general? Let me know if you have any thoughts on anything we touched on in this video. Like, comment, and subscribe for more, like I say, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys. See you next time. Bye.